Namaste. In last sessions, we understood the traditional references of Shivambu. We have seen the term Shivambu. We have understood what is Amroli Kriya. We have seen various references found in Ayurveda. We have seen various references found in our different religious scriptures. As we are living in this 21st century, people do ask me, why do we need such an ancient therapy? Well, in modern days, everywhere urine therapy is used. There is so much of research going on in the field of urine therapy. There are so many people using Shivambu secretly, but they are very shy to tell others. Well, if we go to our last century, the first name comes in our mind is Mr. John W. Armstrong from England, who served in the British Army, that was a Royal Army. During 1905, he contracted tuberculosis. Medical science at that time did not have any cure for tuberculosis. At that time, TB spelled death. When death looms in front of you, the best men turn towards God. John W. Armstrong started reading the Bible. As he was a Christian, so he used to read the Bible because he was on a deathbed due to a tuberculosis. He came across two lines in the Bible on healing the body. As in last session we discussed that also. In that Bible, the two lines which he read and changed his life. The lines you know. It says about urine therapy. It says, drink waters from thy cistern, flowing water from thy own well. He wondered for a while, what is meant by waters out of my own well, and had an eureka effect. Armstrong understood that the flowing water out of own well is nothing but our own urine. And Armstrong started drinking his own urine, and what a wonderful thing happened to his life was that he was completely cured out of tuberculosis, that was a terminal disease. Later on, he helped many soldiers in World War II and cured many soldiers who had wounded by chemical weapons by using urine therapy. Water of Life is the book he wrote, and based on his experiences with the urine therapy. He has enumerated many case studies in this book. Variety of urine applications he discussed in that book. He not only gave importance to urine drinking, but also mentioned how successfully he treated patients with aged urine massage and different kinds of urine packs and compresses. In India, the person to whom we give the credit for popularizing this particular urine therapy, it is none other than our ex-Prime Minister, Mr. Morarji Desai. When he had gone to the United States as a Prime Minister, some journalists questioned him, is it true that you drink your own urine? Without any hesitation or embarrassment, the PM of India, that is Morarji Desai, replied, yes, I drink my own urine in the morning. Some of the journalists laughed at him, but there were some wise ones who realized that if the Prime Minister of such a big ancient country which holds rich culture and yogic secret traditions can drink his own urine, there must be some logic behind it. This led to a lot of research and experimentation in urine therapy. Morarji Bhai was from Gujarat. Another Gujarati, Mr. Shashi Patil, wrote a book called Manav Mutra, means human urine. Later on, other Gujaratis like Jagdish Bhai Shah, Amarshi Bhai Kharecha, Keshu Bhai Shah, Vinu Bhai Gandhi, Dr. Jagdeep Shah from Mumbai, Dr. Mahesh Sanghvi. There are so many people. Because of all these advocates, if you talk to 10 random people in Gujarat today, you will find at least one who practices Shivambu. Even in other parts of India, propagation of this novel therapy has gained momentum, especially in southern parts like Kerala. Well, in other parts of the world, many scholars are engaged in the research of urine therapy. First name comes in mind is member of board of directors of Japanese Medical Association, that is Mr. Roichi Nakao, who has formed one institute named as Miracle Cup of Liquid Institute, widely known as MCL Institute, Japan. They are doing very good research in urine therapy, educating people about the benefits of Shivambu. Another name is Martha Christie, who wrote widely famous book named as Your Own Perfect Medicine. She has compiled all the research happened on this miracle medicine, urine. She says this is the simplest natural cure in existence. In addition, urine is the gold mine for the modern days pharma industries. There is one more well-known book written by Dutch auto-urine therapy expert Mr. Kroon, named as The Golden Fountain. In this book, he introduced fundamental principles of urine therapy. In this book, he has printed the photograph of our Kolhapur-based unique Shivambu hospital established and run by my father, Dr. Shashi Patil. Well, in 1970, Dr. Shashi Patil, our founder director of Shivambu Health Research Institute, opened a Shivambu hospital, the first and only hospital in the world where the need for indoor facility was met. How our founder director Dr. Shashi Patil turned to this miraculous therapy is also an interesting story to narrate. Actually, Dr. Shashi Patil used to practice in rural areas. He was fed up of using the same pills and same injections over and over again. He was a general practitioner. He wished that he could somehow give something that would permanently cure his patients. He always thought that he will have a miracle drug and he can cure patients for forever. Well, Dr. Shashi Patil used to practice in rural areas. Dr. Shashi Patil was used to stay in a rented house. His property owner was a childless couple. Through him, they had to go to many infertility specialists and gynecologists, and all of them had given a verdict that this particular house owner's wife, that is this particular woman, was incapable of conceiving as she had a severe hormonal imbalance. After 7-8 months, Dr. Shashi Patil noticed that his property owner's wife was pregnant. He called his property owner and asked him, "How did this happen? Please tell me the truth." The property owner first made Dr. Shashi Patil to promise him that he would not tell anyone in the village about the medicine he practiced for his wife's infertility. Then he confessed that all the modern doctors gave up, and we met one awakened sage in the nearby Kolhapur city. That is, there is a one Kaneri Mutt, and there is a one Kadasiddheshwar Maharaj, and we prayed to him for a child, and the sage advised us both to drink the first urine we pass in the morning, and we have been following his advice since last 8-9 months, and as you have noticed, my wife is pregnant since last 3 months. As the first reaction, Dr. Shashi Patil laughed at the story. However, he could not dismiss the proof in the pudding because he had himself examined the woman, and as a doctor concluded that she would not be able to conceive. So he could not sleep all that night, and early next morning woke up his property owner and asked him that he would like to meet the Kadasiddheshwar Maharaj. They organized one jeep and they went to the hills to meet the master. And Dr. Shashi Patil met Kadasiddheshwar Maharaj, and Kadasiddheshwar Maharaj was quite amiable to discussing the philosophy of Shivambu with a practicing doctor and gave him some books to read. And here the seed was sown, and in addition the work began. After meeting and understanding the benefits of Shivambu, Dr. Shashi Patil started practicing Shivambu on himself. Small ailments like acidity, constipation were quietly vanished. He tried suggesting it to few more patients who had minor complaints like acidity, constipation, gastric trouble, but they ran away. In 1970s, the time was such that if a doctor started advocating urine therapy, people rejected him outrightly. It was unheard of and people linked it to blind faith. In those days, the biggest demon was leprosy. In rural areas, especially, there was a misconception that leprosy was a infectious disease, that it was communicated through touch. So leprosy patients would be segregated from the entire village and forced to live outside the village in a hut. They were untouchables. Their own relatives would drop the food in their plates, but they will not touch the patients. Such a leprosy patients, Dr. Shashi Patil decided to treat them. With his own Shivambu in a glass of bottle, he took and he would go to their huts, clean and dress their wounds and give them the bottle and asking them to apply it on their wounds. He told them that this is a special medicine for leprosy and it has come from America. And after 3-4 days, he would go back with a fresh bottle, dress their wounds again and again give them another bottle of American medicine, that is his own urine, as medicine. For those leprosy patients, Dr. Shashi Patil was God incarnate. When the entire village has discarded them and left them to die, here was someone who not only touched them, also dressed their painful, pus-filled wounds and gave them hope in the form of American medicine. When the villagers came to know about the treatment to these untouchable patients, instead of appreciation, all these people, they were upset with the Dr. Shashi Patil. They forbid him from treating the leprosy patient as they suspected that he might transfer the germs of leprosy to other patients he used to see in those villages. They feared epidemic might spread in the whole village. The village head, that we call Sarpanch, or other political heads in the village, opposed Dr. Shashi Patil and gave him a choice: either practice in the village or treat these leprosy patients. The doctor gave up his practice in the village and continued treating the leprosy patients. As this practice went on, their wounds started drying up and they slowly began to heal. As soon as they gained the confidence in the treatment, Dr. Shashi Patil would break the news about the American medicine to his surprised patients, that it is nothing but urine and you can use your own urine also for your treatment. One by one, the healed leprosy patients went back to their homes and to their villages, and the tide turned. The same political heads of the villages came to Dr. Shashi Patil and asked to be forgiven and requested him to open his practice in the village again. In the initial days, Dr. Shashi Patil became very famous and well known for curing chronic wounds. Patients would come from everywhere to heal for all sorts of skin ailments. As the people began to have more confidence in urine therapy, those suffering from paralysis, cancer also started coming to Dr. Shashi Patil for the treatment. Then he realized that only Shivambu is not only sufficient to heal the bigger problems. Certain modalities of naturopathy, when integrated with the right diet, exercise, health habits and happy thoughts, worked very well with Shivambu. That's why Dr. Shashi Patil started getting very good results in treating diseases like cancer. Initially, Dr. Shashi Patil had so much of opposition from medical fraternity. People at that time were even so much ignorant about some naturopathic modalities. So many people outrightly rejected Dr. Shashi Patil's healing techniques. However, it was his strong determination and dedication towards the work kept him fighting for the cause. Then Prime Minister Morarji Desai, that time he was a Prime Minister, came to know about this groundbreaking work and paid a visit to Dr. Shashi Patil's clinic in Kolhapur. After the Prime Minister's visit, more people started accepting Shivambu as a healing method, and Dr. Shashi Patil's work got its due recognition. Now, almost 50 years have passed to this story. It was a noble movement for him as he was called by Romanian government to treat some cancer patients in Bucharest, Romania. Ever since then, right from common cold to cancer, from paralysis to arthritis, diabetes, back problems, musculoskeletal problems, stomach ailments, we have thousands of records of successful patient testimonials at our institute named as Anandkunj Holistic Health Center. At our Anandkunj Institute, we have kept holistic approach. We have successfully integrated Shivambu along with certain naturopathic modalities as well as some yogic techniques. Therefore, thousands of patients from suffering from various ailments are getting wonderful results. Even healthy people are attending our Shivambu Wellness Body Detox courses and keeping themselves very fit. We are not just treating with Shivambu, but we are educating the people how to be healthy with this divine drink Shivambu. After this corona pandemic, everyone is in search of health. It is a time of survival. Whoever is fit is going to survive in this polluted world. Thus, a beautiful fit body is our birthright. A beautiful fit body should have a pious mind, and within this purity of body mind, divine soul will emerge. Then only we will be ordained to do all our actions divine, and this is only possible with Shivambu. We are here on this earth to be divine. We have been destined to be divine. Let us not keep any aversion against this divine drink Shivambu. If in our life we are born to do something great, create something meaningful, and to achieve that, you need to have a pure, selfless mind and healthy body. Then only we will be blessed to attain that divinity. Not only ancient sages and yogis practiced Shivambu, but also modern scholars, doctors, scientists practice it on themselves. So, what about you? Just think on it. Thank you.